join us on today's market report on ADBN Television. My name is Adefola Olamilekon. On the ADBN Television market report edition of today, we are having a two-part interview. First, we'll be looking at the newly signed Investment and Security Act 2024 ISA by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu on 4th of April 2025. This particular act that has been signed into law has been seen as an innovation, as a revolution in Nigerian capital market. For instance, instructive, it has now been recognized digital assets such as cryptocurrency as trading assets on Nigerian capital market. On the show today, we want to evaluate the benefit, advantage, and gains of this in Nigerian economy. More so, cryptocurrency community in Nigeria and the sector at large want to look at the impact of it generally, as well as not forgetting the young Nigerian population seeking legal means to earn virtually. So, what would ISA in the provision of the cryptocurrency being recognized bring to the fore of Nigerian youth who are so eager to have a legal means of earning? Joining me on the show today is no other person than someone who has been in the forex trading as well as larger trading environment of Nigeria, Ubah Ebube Henry, who will be joining me right now to explain and also to help us evaluate the benefit of this particular act of the federal government of Nigeria, giving opportunity for young Nigerians as well as old ones to now use the digital asset to trade on Nigerian capital market. Very good day to you, Erin. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here once again.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And to start this discussion, I first want to hear from you. What is your reaction to the tariff hike by Donald Trump?
The tariff hike by Donald Trump, I mean, it's a good one for his country. Mm-hmm. Of course, he does things that benefits his country. But in the financial market, it has actually weakened the US dollars. The US dollars has been on like a steep fall ever since the tariff. And, you know, it's something that is about market. It's sort of like a market cycle. Before you rise, everybody eventually needs that fall.
Exactly.
Every currency needs that fall. But for forex traders, professionals like us, it has been to our benefits because, you know, we trade either the falling market or the rising market.
Hey, when you say you guys have benefits, especially forex market, last week I was evaluating major European market and I saw that the tariff hike actually brought a shake around global market, and you are saying that it's like a benefit to you guys. Can you explain that? Because many viewers will wonder, what actually are you guys benefiting with the fall or with the hike in the tariff?
Yes, so the difference between trading and everything that is going on in the market right now is we are looking for short movement gains. Do you understand? So when there's a bullish short movement or where there's a bearish short movement, traders will just come in and out of the market to make profit. So it doesn't matter if it is going down or if it's coming up. We still capitalize on it, on the move. But you know, things that benefit the whole economy is when everything is going up.
Oh,
do you understand?
That's
but good. As professionals that have been in the business for long, and what I teach and educate and mentor my students, we make money off these drops or off the gains. All right.
Let's now focus on the day discussion. When you heard or when you saw the news that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu have signed this Act ISA into law, you know, he repealed the 2009 Act, and also it has been in the coffer of National Assembly for 7 years. So when you guys heard that the ISA have been signed into law, recognizing crypto, recognizing other digital virtual assets, how do you guys feel?
Honestly, it was like a party.
That's good.
Yeah, because it's something that we've always looked forward to. You know, a lot of times there's this I'll call it a canopy that they put around people that are into the digital assets and trading space. There's this particular canopy. But you know, with the move that His Excellency, the President, did, it has given us like that's allowed us to, like, you know, be more expressive in what we do. And you know, it has given us more power and leverage to be able to educate better. Like, okay, you can see that even the government is gradually
shifting towards
that side. So it was a great news. Like we literally watched it together in my community.
Exactly. That's a good one. And again, you know, what many of our viewers on larger Nigeria will be looking at, what will now be the benefit? Let me break this down. Let's look at the benefit of you participants first. What will you guys benefit participating on the capital market with your asset, your digital asset?
Well, now that, you know, this bill has been passed, things like local collaborations between local investors like myself, it has given us more stretch of our hands to be able to reach within our colleagues some more, to collaborate better, and that's given us more stretch. I mean, personally, I've gotten calls from international bodies regarding wanting to do collaborations with me just based off this particular move that the government did. So it's a great thing for us, honestly. It's the dawn of a new era.
So if it's not benefiting you guys individually, the larger economy, the broader economy, how are we going to, because some of us that are not part of that space, how are you going to come down, trickle down to us in terms of larger economy?
There's no way that is not going to benefit the economy. Because whether you like it or not, digital assets, physical assets, all these things are businesses. All these things involve monies, transactions. And as the key players in the business, the investors, the traders, the educators, we are going to keep spreading the knowledge. What I do, let me not say what I do is I do not just teach you how to trade. I teach you how to be financially independent. So aside from managing your digital assets, which they've put in the forefront now,
exactly,
also managing your physical assets is very important. So it's a good thing. It's a great thing for us.
Now, going forward in terms of this new law that have come, Nigerians will also be looking at the opportunity whereby, in terms of participation, how can Nigerians have that knowledge? Like you have been in the field, you have been training people. Now, can you break down how other Nigerians can also be part and parcel of this particularly because what the law seems to have done is that to streamline the illegality around that space, and making it more legal. So how can Nigerians now come into that fold now begin to participate?
Well, I don't want to advertise my business.
No, definitely you won't do that.
But but you can always reach out.
Exactly.
Because there are certain things there's some certain information that you get when you speak personally and when you get mentored. Do you understand? It's not something that I can just come and brush off. But it's very, very important. I keep on speaking about your education.
Exactly.
You can always play around your books. You can always surf the internet, play around, watch videos, and learn one or two things. Do you understand? So yeah, that will be my submission on that.
All right, I'll take that because I will be expecting maybe when you come and meet our marketing department, they will give you the opportunity to speak more on your trading activity. But on the longer and when I mean longer, I'm talking about the perspective of what this law will do on the long term. I mean to say long term, in the sense that before now, I could remember between 2018 and 2020, after the shutdown,
very true,
CBN came after you guys that were doing all those businesses. But with this law now, it has now given opportunity for you people to now bring your asset into the economy, but channel it through the capital market. And as rightly pointed out, there's this always up and down that normally occur in the market. So if someone go into that market now, how do you expect that person to manage the up and down? So
first things first, I'm thanks to the government for passing the bill, signing the bill. But on the other hand, like this is a global trend that we are joining in late.
Are we that late?
I wouldn't say we are that
among
late.
African countries.
We are still leading, yeah, sort of. But as I said, globally, we're kind of still lacking behind. Do you understand? So it's just like they've finally opened a stream from the ocean. Do you understand?
Exactly.
Because it's a different space on its own. There are certain people all around the world that this is all they do. They wake up, they sleep, they breathe digital assets. And we're just getting that validation from the government. Like, okay, you guys, our smart ones, you guys can go for it right now. So it is us catching up with something that is already global.
Exactly. And talking about you catching us with something that's already global, on the Nigerian stock market, everyday trading market capitalization end up with about 6 trillion, sometimes 11 trillion naira in terms. So with digital asset coming in, what do you see us getting? Now we are trading sometimes 6 trillion, 11 trillion, 13 trillion daily. So with digital assets, what number do you think will be experiencing daily?
It will definitely spike up. Let me tell you something about trading, like forex. Trading, not exchange. There are two different things.
Yeah, exactly.
Trade. There's a lot of money that goes down in trading as a whole. You are mentioning Nigerians on being trillionaire. I'm telling you, in the global market, we are talking $7 trillion daily. That's why I said it is just a stream. Nigeria is just one stream in what is going on. So it is going to benefit them largely. I mean, look at myself as an example. I have foreign bodies now reaching out to me because of this law. Things can go on, things can happen. I can be a big move
with that.
in the industry with so that's the way it goes. That's the way it goes.
I really like your passion about it, and you are very optimistic about the law and what the law will do. And talking about the market again, one of the aspects that many people normally fear, like what just happened recently, you must have heard about MMA, you also heard about CBEX or something like that. With this law now, will it also guarantee the integrity of the players, the integrity of the investors in Nigerian economy?
Well, first things first, when you speak about investment platforms like that, I don't know why, is it that people, well, that's why it's called just being illiterate. I call it illiteracy. Do you understand? Because most people, if I'm going to speak on investment, most people usually, I mean, somebody will tell you to bring your money, they say that they will give you 20% monthly. Is that realistic? 20% monthly. Meanwhile, good business is 4%, 5% a year.
The year is very correct.
Do you understand? So when somebody tells you something, when someone tells you something like that, it's just very, very you should just understand that it's a shady thing, and you should not just don't fall for it.
Exactly.
Don't fall for it, and always do your due diligence. There's a term in the crypto space. It's called DYOR. It's called DYOR. It means do your own research. Before you do anything, do your own research. If a Ponzi scheme comes up, run your background test about it, and just see the people that have come before them and how they played out, and just always safeguard yourself and your investments and your money, because you worked for it.
Exactly. As we begin to round up now, talking about it's your money, you have to work for it, you have to safeguard it. What would be your advice to Nigerian youth? With ISA now, it's an opportunity for you to bring your money into the Nigerian capital market, either it's digital, whether you just bring it and invest. So what's your advice to many youths?
Well, for the youths, if you are looking to be like my coos, like I call my students my coos, if you're looking to be like my coos, I'm going to give you one advice. While you are dabbling and playing with the digital assets, you understand the volatility involved. So whenever you secure a good bag, always invest in things that you can see. Invest in businesses, invest in properties, invest in assets, physical assets, that you know that for sure they will always appreciate in value on the long run.
Exactly. But there is one particular controversy in this law that many Nigerian, particularly economists like us, have pointed out to the government. The law, the ISA permits Securities and Exchange Commission to look at the data of participants, to check who they are and what they are doing. Are you also in support of that?
I don't mind. When you come into my own academy, I show you everything. I've had, I don't have to say this on
exactly
live,
on air,
but I've had even officers that I show them, okay, this is how, I mean, even if you go on my page, I'm a very, very open individual. I let you know when I take my wins, I let you know when I take my losses, and my wins always top my losses.
Exactly, because one of the reasons why government is giving that part, putting that clause in the law, is that they don't want illicit financial outflow, meaning illegal money to come into the capital market. They also don't want terrorism financing to come in. So whoever is going to come to their digital currency into the Nigerian capital market, they must know who they are and how they are earning their money. That's why they bring that clause into the law. But going forward to the government, what do you have to say, going forward? Because with this kind of law now, it's just one. CBN own is different. CBN now have not made any law for you guys.
Yes.
But they are still waiting for what
yes.
CBN.
But the thing about it is, I'm actually very, very happy. I'm a very proud Nigerian right now. Because it's like they've taken a very, very bold step. And one thing I know about the Nigerian government and the Nigerian economy is whenever they are taking a bold step like this, they are always taking precaution.
Exactly.
So it's something that I'm expecting a side-to-side movement. And hopefully, they continue to lead us right. Although professionals like us, we already know where we're supposed to be.
Yeah, exactly.
But we're not going to rush. We're going to watch them, take the lead, because they are the ones that are governing us.
Exactly. Now, talking about not rushing and not allowing government to take the lead, May 19 is close by. Any moment from now, CBN will be meeting. The decision will be on interest rate. The decision will be on MPC rate, banking rate, and the rest of them. You are in the field. You are one of the industrial players in that sector.
Yes.
What is your expectation come May 19 when CBN will be rolling out its interest rate and other parameter for Nigerian financial sector?
When it comes to interest rate is meant to combat inflation. So, and let's be honest, inflation is high.
24.44 is high. Yeah, exactly.
Let's be realistic. It's still not for the common man. For the common man.
Exactly.
So I will still expect
a drop.
Yes, I want them to not drop. I want them to raise it.
Okay.
Yes, they should raise it, not drop it.
Okay, that's from your own perspective.
From a financial
angle perspective. Yes. I really love your
solution.
And
another thing I would like to chip in. This tariff, when Nigeria self got their own slice.
Exactly.
And you saw the way the CBN reacted. The Nigerian people reacted.
Exactly.
They pumped in millions of dollars.
Exactly.
I think $100 and something million to stabilize it. That's why I said the way the government is going about this business, this new wave that they are joining, is very, very interesting and is very strategic. They are taking a very, very good step with the left, and they're taking a very, very good step with the right as well.
Exactly. I love your submission. Although on that regard, some people will see that the benefit may not actually come immediately to Nigerians, because although you guys are the financial sector up there, you will be the first benefit or first beneficiary of some of this reform when it can begin to yield fruit. But now Nigerians, they also say, this kind of reform is paper. They don't see it. But from you as a player, definitely it will definitely go around.
They just increase the minimum wage. Why are people saying they don't see it?
Let's leave the minimum wage issue for that. I've been speaking with Ubah Ebube Henry, who is a forex trading as well as one of the key players in Nigerian digital assets. He has made us understand that actually this ISA law is beneficiary to all Nigerians, particularly the economy. Then if it's trickling down, then to Nigerians at large. And he also said it, we need education for most of us so that we can participate in this particular space of the economy. He also applauded the government for taking this initiative. Although it has been completed yet, we are still waiting on the side of the CBN to also do their own type of law they'll bring to ensure that digital assets become one of the the forefront of Nigerian financial sector, because the youth in Nigeria majorly rely on digital assets to make their living.